The players report tomorrow. Training camp is Wednesday. Oh, man, the season can't get here soon enough. We are talking and ranking the best camp battles for Eagles 2025 training camp Victory Mondays. Let's go.
From the city of brotherly love. All day, baby. You know that.
Let's hunt.
If we don't come together right now on this hollow ground.
Where are you going? I'm going to pick a fight.
Get the stuff there. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you are here?
Let the games begin.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die.
Money is nice, championships are better.
I thought throw a little bit of switch up on you on the intro, man. Welcome everybody back for Victory Monday podcast. I am the player, I am the host, I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money, and of course I got my guy with me, the GM, Erine B. What's up, bro?
What's the word, dog? Getting close to finally back to it, man. But
yeah.
Well, we're in Philly, so not putting any pads on anytime soon. But we're getting back on the field. That's always fun. Transactions start picking up. This is when the movement starts happening, so it's fun.
Yeah. No, it's it seemed by it was long, but now it's moving quick. So for sure. Yeah, it's good to get back and really into the swing of things. So today we are talking about training camp battles. We're going to rank them, and we probably have different rankings. We might be the same, so it should be a lot of fun. But first, let's do some housekeeping, right? Let's do some housekeeping. Just get the kind of noise that we know, little small hits that have come up so far. First one, the last of the signees, draft picks has signed. Makuba did sign earlier yesterday, or was it last week? I forget what I read.
That was today.
It was today? Okay,
yeah.
It was today. Okay. 4-year deal. Where did I have it? I had all the signings. I think it was almost $8 million because I think Campbell got 15. So I think his was almost $8 million. But I don't think I read anything special about it. Just 4-year deal. I don't know if there's any details that you can add to it in terms of guaranteed money or anything like that. But
there's just some back and forth on guaranteed money due to some NFLPA, I guess you could say, turnover. There's some change going on there, so there's going to be some arguments on contracts from the player side. Nothing out of the ordinary. The Eagles wrap things up before things get messy, per usual. So, as far as a fully guaranteed deal, I didn't see anything about that. If it is, it doesn't really matter. He's a second-round pick. It's not a lot of money. So,
yep.
Trying to reference the second-round picks that are getting fully guaranteed money, and then like Deshaun Watson's contract are not the same weight. So, steps towards the future of an NBA style pay structure, but it's not there yet.
Yep. Second order of business. Oh, she is pretty. She is pretty. The Super Bowl ring with the wings, right? We've seen a couple pictures of them. Let me give you a little different look, a little zoom up right there. Let's get into the details. 40 diamonds in the world champions itself from the 40-point ass whooping scored in the Super Bowl. The wings open up, reveal Nick Sirianni motto as a hidden message. You can't be great without greatness of others. You can see that right there. 0.9 carats on those wings to represent 6 sacks and 3 takeaways in the Super Bowl. The level of detail is insane in this. 5 diamonds on the button to open up the wings that represent the 5 players who scored in the Super Bowl. 1 carat diamond for the number 1 ranked defense. 18 green stones for the Eagles' 18 victories that year. 10 points of diamonds in the Super Bowl logo for the Eagles' 10-game winning streak. And inside the ring itself, there's a Brazilian flag. And the score of the postseason victory is 145 points, most points scored in a postseason. And also one more model, tough detailed together. Woo! She is pretty. She's might be the, and I'm biased. I don't care, but it might be the prettiest Super Bowl ring I think I've seen.
Let's compare it to 17. It's a hell of a lot better than that one. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and it's
special.
10 times bigger, right?
Yeah,
like it's
serious.
insane.
Yeah, that thing's got some weight to it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just so pretty. So I can see a lot of replicas, people buying that. The wings, just the details of the wings. You can push a button, the wings come out. It's just silly. It's like butterfly doors on a car. It's just silly. It's just silly that it can do that. So pretty. All right. So one more thing of details until we get into the training camp is the training camp dates and everything we need to know about training camp. I know a lot of people who are diehard fans do follow the schedule, training camps. A lot of stat warriors out there too as well for training camp practices and stuff. All good if you're into that. So getting through the dates real quick here. As I opened up tomorrow, players report to training camp. 23rd will be the first day of actual practice in the morning. Don't know about, these are high level dates. First preseason game is August 7th against the Bengals. I believe the first public practice is the 10th. Then they have a joint practice August 13th with the Browns. And the game against the Browns is the 16th. And the lovely Jets, as always, is August 22nd game. And then 26th, the main roster is finally cut down from 90 to 53. And then Thursday night football, we will host Jerry Jones and those hated cowgirls come to Philly while they will watch us raise that motherfucker.
He's on a bit of a tear right now. So
did you see that shit? Like what he's talking about, Micah? I'm just like, Jesus. And Micah's doing all the right thing.
It's very Al Davis-esque.
Doing all the right things.
Yeah, he's losing his marbles.
Shout out to my cousin Marcus. I actually saw him. He came up this weekend from Texas. Actually, you know what, Marcus? I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. I got the picture. He sent me a picture. Look at my cousin out here doing big things out here.
I love it.
But yeah, shout out to him. He came through. It was cool to hang out with him. We checked out a Phillies game real quick. And
the one they won?
No, they lost.
They
lost to the
Angels.
Angels. I think it was the second game of the series. They lost to the Angels. So pretty cool. And always, Little G, thanks for chiming in, as you always do, bro. Appreciate you. And then let me show the picture of my cousin real quick here. What you got?
I'm just laughing. Shout out Little G, man.
Shout out Lil G.
Shout out Lil G, man. Consistency is key.
Consistency is
on time every time.
Oh, absolutely. Throw you out there, bro. There he is.
And that's tough.
Which one's my cousin? I don't know. Made a ball all the way on the right.
One on the far right, right?
On the far right. That's my cousin.
That's your cousin, right?
Yeah. So as you can see, Big Dom is wearing the ring there. Can't zoom up on that one, but shout out to my cousin coming through.
My boy Codeine, I'm assuming he was walking without no limp. And then you got Jihad.
Jihad, yeah.
Looks insane. That boy is he's built different, man. Jihad next to Big Dom is crazy.
Yeah, Marcus, who was taller, me or Jihad? I think I got him. I think I'm taller, to be honest with you. I think if I was in this picture, I would be the tallest one in this picture. I'm feeling myself that I look like a player. Not no more though. Not no more though.
6'2", solid.
6'3" and 5/8 solid. Give me that 5/8.
5'8".
We're over that half. We're over that
You're
half.
taller. I love it, Nate. I love it.
Yeah. Tell them. Hey, these my young boys over there. These my young guys over there.
Hey, I love it.
All right, let's get into it, man. So with training camp coming up, there's a couple battles that we kind of want to talk about, and I ranked my top 3 battles that I'm really kind of keying in on this team. Always turnover when it comes to championship teams with awesome starters, a lot of starters on defense, new OC, defending our title, what that looks like coming into the year, kind of sustaining the success. I think Sirianni has repeated that, he's repeated that in their exit and probably repeating that as they kind of ramp up. You see the guys who've won this, during the ring ceremony, talking about, let's do it again. Let's run it back. Love this feeling. So, and how do you replace the talent and what does that look like? So for me, bro, my number one camp battle, giving them the goods first. My number one camp battle that I want to see and how this shakes out. Going home, going to my heart, right? Edge rusher, right? When you look at this roster and the edge rushers that we have, we're really only returning one starter. And the one starter, everybody knows I haven't been a fan of since day one, right?
I should have seen this coming. I should have seen this coming. I don't know why I didn't see this coming, but
I've been a fan of this since day one. I still give people slack, but I give credit. I always give credit and respect where it's due. He balled his ass off. He was probably the best edge rusher throughout the playoffs. I think he broke a record for the Eagles, and that's in Nolan Smith.
He played real well.
And then, and not even that, he had tore his tricep in the Super Bowl and still, balled out. So with that being said, though, when you look at what's left, everybody from a starting perspective gone. Graham retired, Sweat's gone. Nolan was kind of the third one. Who was our fourth one? I guess Jalen Hunts was the fourth one, but a lot of people
Bryce Huff was
Huff. Well, yeah, he was a complete miss. But when you look at it, it's a lot of guys, 1-year deals. Hunt is the X factor of the group, in my opinion. But you have Azeez Ojulari, Josh Usay. Is it Usay?
Yeah,
Usay. They re-signed Patrick Johnson that kind of flashed every once in a while. They drafted in the 6th round out of Virginia Tech, Antoine Ryland. So it's going to be a lot of competition, and it's going to be a question of who's going to take the next step to be the lead pass rusher. And I don't think we know. I think we a lot of people might say Nolan because he's been there, but to me, the talent behind Nolan is better than Nolan. So, and then obviously the Von Miller is kind of out the window, even though I think he would have been more of a vested vet, more like Graham, to show the guys that are more of his body type how to play the edge. That was what, to me, Von Miller would have been. But I mean, he's already with the Washington, might be the Washington Redskins soon, right? Back to the Washington Redskins, the way this thing is moving. But yeah, man, I think that's the number one edge, and not even that. Nolan's been hurt almost every year too, right? So what's he look like coming off that injury, right?
I mean, that's
I think it's a lot of question marks at edge, and that's kind of where we made it. We kind of made our our case last year was being able to have wave of pass rushers that put constant pressure on the quarterback. That's how we won the Super Bowl. What was it? 5 sacks, in the Super Bowl. So, I think that's a big question going into this training camp of who's going to be the lead edge rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles for 2025.
I mean, I don't agree that that's the number one.
I know
battle, but I mean, I definitely like where you're coming from. I mean, Smith, Hunt, the Ojulari, Uche, one and done kind of deals. I mean, they gave Ojulari enough money to cancel out Isaiah Rodgers' contract in the compensatory formula. So the pick they would have gotten for Rodgers going to the Vikings was canceled out by, or in not technical yet, but in theory would be canceled out by Ojulari. Ojulari production to snap ratio is ridiculous. I mean, when he's able.
But that was the same thing they said with Huff too, right?
Huff was more of a Huff's was
the pass rusher.
He's a DPR. He's a designated pass rusher. Whatever. Aziz Ojulari is pure health issues. But when he does play, he is extremely productive.
Right.
So I mean, his sack to snap ratio is ridiculous. I mean, Ojulari is a flat out analytics. I mean, he is what people mention on that. I'm at 25. I wouldn't say that, but it'd be,
I mean,
Uche's older than he is.
Yeah, I'm about to say Uche's a little bit older, right? 27, 28, somewhere there.
Yeah, Uche's probably 27.
So I went edge rusher. What do you have as the number one battle that you're interested in
my number one battle is safety, because there's a lot of at edge rusher, you already have the two guys that they need to step up, which is Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt. But at safety, you have a starter at Reed Blankenship, who there are some people that could question him. I don't, but there are some people that could. You have the rumors of Justin Simmons, wanting to play for the team. But then you have the kid you drafted in the second round, Drew Makuba, who I'm a big, big fan of. But then you still have Sidney Brown, who is coming off torn ACL 2 years ago and has never really got his footing in Vic Fangio's system. And then you have Tristan McCollum, who Vic Fangio personally mentioned in the battle. Yeah. I mean, I just think that this is a position that
you don't think it's McCool's to
Johnson left in 2022. The defense was fantastic, and I'm not saying that obviously coordinator is big, coaching is a big thing. But on the back end, Gardner Johnson was not there, and he said it himself. And Blankenship was a little sloppy. I think Blankenship was just young and in the wrong place. I don't think it was all on Gardner Johnson, but I think he fits perfectly into what Fangio wants out of his strong side safety. And
you're talking about Reed, right?
No, I'm talking about Gardner Johnson.
Oh, you're talking about Gardner Johnson. Okay.
CJ plays that perfect strong side, nickel hybrid. You know what I mean? Like he can just sit there and pop in. Reed can play the deep post.
Right.
He can sit there and move inside. You can go strong, which this year, what we're going to see is probably Reed deep, Makuba, and maybe DeJean Mitchell on the outside. Like that's what we're talking about here. And he said that he was just a test dummy for that. There's a chance, maybe he was. I don't agree with him in all those senses, but I think that he has been an essential player that has been caught off guard in coverage on different occasions, and that's fine. But at this point, at his age and the way the contract was set up, I understand it. You're not guaranteed getting Makuba in the second, who, in my opinion, is a sub-clone of Gardner Johnson. He can become either Gardner Johnson or better than Gardner Johnson, but you're still taking that away from the defense. And it's safety is one of those things where it's very, very important to what Fangio does. Linebacker and safety, where we come from a defensive line, edge rusher, this is where we eat our meat here. In Fangio, those linebackers and those safeties have so much responsibilities. You got to make sure you have smart, ready guys in those positions.
And just to add to that, I mean, over the years, we've always had that, when we didn't have that continuity after Dawkins left, it was kind of like a revolving door. And then we got some continuity when Jenkins came, right? And that kind of solidified, our defense. And then after that, trying to think, after Jenkins left, was there a year or two?
Went to the Super Bowl with Epps and Gardner Johnson.
But I mean, was Gardner Johnson right after?
Yeah, he was.
He was, okay. I wasn't 100% sure.
There was nobody that stuck. There was Anthony Harris, Terrell Edmonds, even God, what's the kid? Justin Evans from Tampa. Hugo Amadi. I mean, they ran through some bodies there.
Yeah, and then I'm looking back at some of the safeties, and I forgot McLeod was around for a little bit, right? And then Jenkins left.
Well, McLeod was there, but he was always secondary to Jenkins. But that duo at safety was incredible. I mean, they were.
Yeah, no, it was. But from what I'm looking at, like 2020, it was Mills back there with McLeod. 2021 was Anthony.
Yeah, and Mills.
Anthony Harris.
Yeah.
And then Gardner and Epps was in 2022.
Yep.
And then Gardner got hurt, I think, and then Kevin.
No,
Byard.
he didn't make the team, so he went to the Lions.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then he came back.
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah, and then he came back.
Blankenship and Byard were the team there at the end last year.
Right. So when you think about that, I mean, I'm going to still stay biased. I don't mind the safety. In my head, when I look at this roster and I look at this team, I feel like that safety spot is Makuba's to lose because I don't think anybody can touch his talent.
It is for sure. It is for sure. But you're entrusting, a rookie to take on a Super Bowl contender starting job that's very, very important. And I think he can handle it. I think he's a stud.
Yeah.
But he's got to do it, and that's the.
I mean, they got the guys around him to teach him, like Mitchell, right? Mitchell was there last year. Coop was there last year.
I think that, the teaching guys are more like guys like Perry Nickerson, who are in the room just strictly there to teach. They're very good about having guys in the room and not weighing too much on those young developmental players. They're very good about keeping guys around them at key positions, to be there to compete, but also be open to teach. And, they vet that kind of stuff when they sign these guys. So.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
No. I'm just saying that they understand they're taking a risk, but, like the name we said earlier, Justin Simmons is you pull the plug and he's here. I mean, where else is he going to go? I mean, what would he's made plenty of money.
Yeah.
If he gets right off, he'll go somewhere else. But I mean, he sees the situation here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, number 2 in my ranking. Going cornerback. Slay's gone. Rodgers is gone. We need an outside cornerback. Quinion Mitchell appears to be between Ringo and Adoree, 2-man race. They want Ringo to win it out, but I mean, Jackson is a 28, 29-year-old vet. Signing a 1-year deal, really don't have any pressure, I think, on him, in my opinion. I think all the pressure's on Ringo to continue to progress to where he needs to be at a point where he can start. And I think it's a tough task, in my opinion, for Ringo. I think Ringo will get the first shot, but it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me if Adoree Jackson wins that starting job. But I think everybody wants to see Ringo succeed. I'm not a big Ringo fan, but it's like I'm not a fan of nobody. None of these guys.
He wins Super Bowl, and guy hates critical draft picks. Typical Philadelphia fan.
Yeah, like I don't.
Philadelphia native fan too. You gotta.
That's just true.
Native fan. It's it's different. Hatred is different.
I know, right? It's funny, but I mean, I think this one's kind of critical because we need to know. We know what we have in Mitchell, right? Already, we know we have a.
Well, we think we do. I mean, 1 year with him and DeJean. I mean, it's all bright spots, but I mean, the same fans that are criticizing Jaden Daniels for only having 1 year of tape need to, come to mouth on the same thing talking about. Not you, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
The same Philly fans. I mean, you can praise them all you want, but it's 1 year of tape. And I mean, Darius Slay was on the other side of the field. Like, I think Mitchell was a stud, and I think he was ranked accordingly by his peers. So I just think that Mitchell, go out there and do it again.
Yeah, and I agree. I definitely agree. We do have our draft pick our draft pick. I believe it was McMillan, wasn't it? Yeah,
Mac
McMillan,
McWilliams.
Matt McWilliams. I'm McWilliams. That's right.
Yeah, Mac McWilliams out of UCF.
Yeah, I mean, not too. I don't think really
Just
too
think
much.
about
I
him like
think,
Avonte Maddox. Think about how you felt about Avonte Maddox. He ended up being a hit. So for his
Yep,
role was
yep.
perfect where they drafted him.
And we can't forget about Eli Ricks. That's still kind of his name.
He's lingering around, man. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Eli's in a good position to compete. I'm a fan of Eli. I think he's a good football player. I think he's a good dude. They're very talented at that position. They're very talented at a lot of positions that they have been very bad at over the years. So, like even middle linebacker is one of those things.
Yeah, I don't know though, man. You take Mitchell off this team, man. That talent.
That's what you think of Ringo. What the team thinks of Ringo and what the league thinks of Ringo. No, you're tripping.
Shh. That's the airplane
going.
going.
Is an honorable mention after his 11 games started as a top 15 corner in the NFL. So that's playing slot.
Yeah, man. We'll see what Ringo has. I'll tell you that.
Jesus Christ, the team just won the fucking Super Bowl. You're
I mean, I'm just calling
with Darius Slay, bro. Slay is hot take. Slay will not play 17 games this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh yeah. I'm not running back like, hey, come back, Slay. I'm okay with the youth movement. I'm okay giving Ringo a shot. I just don't.
Ringo's gonna play, man.
I mean, I think his ceiling to me is a starting corner. I don't see anything above that.
That's your number 2 corner. I mean, you can't, go look at number 2 corners across the league. I mean, you're not comparing him against Jalen Ramsey. You're comparing him against a 35-year-old Darius Slay. So,
yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right. That's my number 2. What you got number 2, bro?
Right guard. Will Tyler Steen win this challenge this cycle? I think it's big. I think Kenyon Green has kind of got a little extra inflation just because of Stoutland University. I think some people have kind of given him a little extra credit just being a first-round pick. And the Eagles were heavy on him in that process. So I understand it. But, I mean, I think this is kind of like the Ringo Adoree Jackson thing. They really want Steen to win the job.
Yep.
But you also have Matt Pryor lingering. And Matt Pryor was a draftee during the Stoutland era, and he wouldn't be back if Stoutland didn't want him back. It's kind of like the same thing like you were talking about with Vic Fangio. Like, Fangio, if he wants Adoree Jackson to be there behind Ringo because he doesn't have a lot of trust behind Ringo, Adoree's going to be there.
Yeah.
And if Stoutland's not 100% on Tyler Steen, how he's going to make sure somebody's there, and all of a sudden Matt Pryor's here. Kenyon Green was just fruit of the deal with Gardner Johnson. Like, we need to get somebody back that we can try to turn a narrative around on because we're dumping this player's cash.
Yeah.
And, we're getting it's not just Gardner Johnson for a 5th, because that sounds like shit. It's Gardner Johnson for a 5th and Kenyon Green, former first-round offensive lineman, who the Texans had completely thrown off to the side, man. I mean, this is very similar to the Commanders trade for Dotson. They were ready to cut Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
And, Dotson, and I think it's Dotson at a 5 for a 3rd and a 7. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But for his production of 19 catches, you're going to be like, what the fuck is that? So
well, I think he said in the interview, people forget that he was a first-round talent. Like, he's a talent. Like, there's no doubt that
he was at Penn State. He showed, but it's Kenyon Green has not showed that.
Yeah.
And there have been no flashes. Like, Jahan had flashes. Kenyon has not had flashes. He's been a complete and total bust. So, whereas people, the Becton thing, Becton's a special talent. And Becton was also not perfect last year. People credit Becton as like, he was part of the best offensive line in the league. He
got in because Steen got hurt, right? Steen got hurt in camp.
Steen hurt his ankle early on.
Yeah, he got hurt.
But Becton was bound to beat him out no matter what. I mean, Stout loves size. And Becton's movement ability with his size, being able to play right guard. I mean, put it to you like this. Stoutland's ideal guard is Brandon Brooks. Brandon Brooks is a big boy. Brandon Brooks cannot move like Mekhi Becton can, and Mekhi Becton's bigger. So when Becton agreed to learn that position, he transitioned not seamlessly, but he did really well, and he moved well. So Steen filled in. He did good. I just think the Kenyon Green hype is too high, and I think the Matt Pryor hype is too low. Like,
yeah, I was about to say Pryor can play a couple positions too.
Now, the 2018 draft class is one of Howie's best. It's Goddard, Maddox, Sweat. I believe it's just Goddard, Maddox, Sweat, Pryor, Mailata. I mean,
it's tough.
That's about as good as it gets. And Pryor was traded at the end of his contract to the Colts.
I about to say, didn't he go to Colts? Was he?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it was Colts, Niners, Bears, back to Eagles. So Pryor, he's not the best. He's not a guy that I'm picking out being like, that's who I want to start at right guard. I think Steen really is the ideal fit. Mm-hmm. But the Kenyon Green hype, the Trevor Keegan talk. I mean, Trevor Keegan, just because he was drafted last cycle, what's to say? They drafted a lot of offensive linemen this go around. What's to say? This isn't,
Is Keegan your first backup center?
Drew Kendall, the guy they drafted at Boston College. That's the backup center.
That's the backup center. Okay.
So Juergens, Kendall, he's the left guard competition. But if Kenyon Green, Keegan Green, what do you want to do? I would say they'd probably go Keegan just because Green's on an expiring first-round deal. You have a guy that's on a fifth-round contract, money-wise. But I think there's just conversations that they are overloaded at offensive line, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of great competition. But I'm not wearing the shirt today, but I wear it all the time. But it's Jeff Stoutland's choice. Yep. It has nothing to do with Howie Roseman. It's got nothing to do with Nick Sirianni. I mean, Nick Sirianni can come in and Howie can come in and talk about a character of a player. But this is Stoutland's choice. He's going to choose his guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think right guard is it's definitely a big, spot. It's been a swinging door for a couple of years, right? I feel
a few. One fun thing is Mekhi's 6'7". We want to talk about Jalen's throwing. Tyler Steen's 6'3".
Right.
That's an offensive line standing up.
That's a big difference, bro.
That's a half difference. A man.
Yeah, that's a big
for a
difference.
Quarterback that's 6'1".
Yeah.
So we want to talk about the passing offense opening up. Matt Pryor's like 6'6". So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Pryor's a big boy. So I mean, but just think if Steen wins this and everything goes like they want it to, he's shorter, which that's a whole nother conversation. But
talking about the passing lanes opening up and stuff.
Yeah, and that middle of the field that people talk about so much.
Yep, I agree. No, I think it's give some shout out to the big sexies up front. So I like it, and I think the Pryor call out is a great call out because he was a vested commodity when he was here because he played, I think, almost every position on the offensive line except for center. I feel.
Yeah, it is. I think he's started at every position in the NFL, not for the Eagles, but in the NFL in his tenure. Every position he's played all 4 out of 5, which is 6'5" and some change, maybe 6'6" and some change. Dude, that's impressive.
It is. It is.
It's very impressive.
All right, number 3 for me, and the last one of my top 3 training camp battles. Linebacker.
Love that.
Linebackers are number 3. We all know the All-Pro in the beginning. I mean, the beginning and the middle. With Zach Baun, but some real big question marks, right? Obviously, you guys seen the footage of Nakobe Dean doing some step ups with his knee, trying to get that torn patella tendon right, but he's not going to be ready for the start of the season, so we can scratch that. Obviously, we have our first round draft pick in Jahad Campbell out of Bama with the shoulder injury, but it sounds like he recovered well. He is going to be ready for day 1 of camp. We have Jeremiah.
Did you see the pictures of him working out with the
with Makuba?
Yeah, with Makuba over in Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
solid.
Yeah, right before camp. And Dean was with Marcus was talking about Dean was with Jahad there together. over there in the comments. So shout out Marcus on that. I appreciate that, dude. But that's dope. I mean, that's our boots on ground reporter there, Marcus Walker, cousin of Moss Money. Family of the project.
He's got his arm. He might look short, but his arms reach.
Hey, look,
reach higher than mine. I'll tell you that, Jack.
But I think in a perfect sense, you know what I mean? In Fangio's ideal world, he wants to recreate Willis and Bowman. So you have Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. Vaughn and Dean, they played really, really well last year together. I mean, the tape that they put out was awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and Dean cleaned up a lot.
The difference between 2022 70 sacks and this year we were talking about edge rusher at the beginning of the show was the linebacker play and safety play. They were that good.
Yeah.
They were that on point, and the corners kept their coverage. They allowed the time for Jalen Carter being double teamed to just let the other guys work. Do
you agree with this one? Are you theory with linebacker?
I mean, I was gonna say corner here.
Okay. Then we got a number 3 after that.
But I'll say I love the way you brought this to the table, because they're gonna sign somebody, probably a veteran. It doesn't matter. This guy's shouldn't make the roster, if everything goes smooth. But they can't line up because they have Lance Dixon and Dallas Gant. Former Toledo linebackers that are wrapping up, that third team, and it's not going to work. But Vaughn
is Van Sumeren, is he going to be strictly offense? He's going to be full-time. Okay. Just
change his number and everything to eligibility issues, so he's full-time fullback.
Okay.
So it's going to be Vaughn and Trotter Jr. Week 1. Now,
and then they drafted one, right?
Smile Mondon.
Yeah.
And dude, they're excited about this kid. Like really. I get it.
Another bulldog.
I know. I get it. But this dude led the team in tackles in 2022 when they won the championship as like a true sophomore with like 144 or something like that. I mean, it was at this undersized linebacker position. So he's bigger and more athletic than Dean, but he's still undersized. Whereas Dean's like 5'11", 225. This dude's 6'1", 225, 6'2", 225, a little bit longer. But the Mondon special teams Trotter Jr. competition is going to be intense. Well, then you got to think at some point this team's going to get back Campbell and Dean. And I mean, dude, Campbell's potential is insane. And not as like a superstar year one, but just the way they can use this kid.
And that's what I was going to talk about. We talked about Campbell before, and we talked about how Campbell is somewhat of this mode of Micah. And he went to Bama to be a pass rusher, and then they moved him to inside linebacker, and
because he was that good to play. Saban has said it. Like, he couldn't keep the kid off the field, which is a good sign.
Right.
And he's choppy. We can agree on that.
Do you feel, one, he's leaner than I thought he was?
He is.
So when I say leaner, I meant he's built upwards and not
it's very,
so much outwards.
Yeah, very V.
Yeah, right. He's built upwards. And do you think that he'll find a home inside, or do you think that Rangio is going to switch him back and forth and just kind of see where his more natural ability kind of takes shape?
I think ultimately Fangio wants him to be next to Bond, because I think he sees Bond and Campbell as a ridiculous off-ball linebacker combo.
They can run down the hill too.
I think he knows he has Dean and he's got Campbell for a really long time. So I think he knows that early on he can play with Campbell. He can move Campbell around.
Yeah.
There's no sense to move Bond. Bond's too good.
And Dean, I think we talked about this. Dean was really the leader of that defense, right?
Dean Blankenship. We talked about this. Dean
Dean was the two alphas who voiced.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the guys that stepped up for Fletcher Cox. And remember, Brandon Graham went down. There had to be somebody on that field that stepped up to let these boys know that, hey, man, Just because BG's sharpened on the sideline, that doesn't give them what they want right here, right now. Like they need that energy on the field, and I mean,
but Bond can wear the green dot, but I know Dean was
the green dot guy.
He was
Bond
the
will
green
probably
dot.
wear it moving forward, but when Dean comes back,
this will be interesting.
I truly hope the team does right by the player and finds a role for this player. He was just rated as, did you see this? NFL.com put him as the second best, or could be first or second. He was on the all under 25 defense team.
Dean?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I mean, let me just tell you, the Jaguars pick to close the game. That's out of his body.
I know what you're talking about.
That's out of his body. Like
I know. The back of the end zone.
225,
right?
You're doing that? You know
the back of the end zone. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, no, I remember that. And the one thing I did see on his improvement was that he got better with his instincts. He wasn't thinking as much. He could move. Like you said, it was always a question of his size, but his pass coverage was better, I thought, last year.
It was his lack of size and freedom of thinking allowed him to move quicker. Just like TJ Edwards. Because he moved faster than TJ Edwards. But a lot of people would argue with me on this chat that TJ Edwards is a better linebacker. He's more proven. That's fine. But Dean's faster.
Was TJ a lot of injuries? Was he the one, or was it the other guy?
No, TJ is the one that
I think we had this conversation before. Who was I?
I have forgotten about TJ Edwards. Super Bowl starter next to Kaiser White.
It was somebody else, bro.
UDFA, undrafted free agent.
We had this conversation before, and I'm trying to think who it was.
Works out with the Watt brothers in the offseason. This dude is somebody. This isn't.
I'm not. I'm just. It was somebody else that was
circles. This dude is somebody.
I forget. But no, I mean, I think I saw Dean really. I saw Dean start to flash a little bit. You know,
well, Dean, dude, that Jacksonville play is the best play of his career. He has a pick in college. He has a pick in college. It's silly. I don't know if you know the one I'm talking about, but it's a pick six. Dean jumps it like in the slot or something. I don't know who it's. I can't remember who it's against, but it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
that pick against the Jaguars is better than that. To close a game, like a DB, like your Champ Bailey, bro. Like, what do you? I mean, this is. I mean, Nakobe Dean.
I like it.
Nakobe Dean, like that's insane. I mean, I hate that he got hurt.
Yeah, and it's not the first time.
Well, Kateria Patella, dude. That's not.
I felt like it was on air too, right? He wouldn't hit nobody. Was it like running towards it? I forget.
I don't remember where it was.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look at it. I do know though that.
And you saw it too, because you like, oh, that don't look good.
The patella recovery hasn't changed over the years. ACL, Achilles, PCL, LCL, meniscus, all that stuff has changed, varied on sport. But the patellar, it has not really gotten, better for recovery. So from what I heard October.
I think it's a wash for him this year, to be honest. Like, I think he'll play, but I don't expect him to be Nakobe Dean.
No,
this year.
No, I heard October. If I go with my gut, I'm not going to say wash, but I'm going to say they do him just like Sidney Brown did. The only problem, do him like they did Sidney Brown. The only problem is. He's on the final year of his rookie contract. Oh,
is this?
Yeah, this is it. And so it just.
That kind of sucks.
It's I don't think kind of, man. It sucks hard because he's young and he's well liked. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
If I had to lean anywhere, I'd say that he agrees to a
small deal. Yeah,
but we'll address that when we can.
Yeah, I can see him being more of a team player with that regard.
I don't think he wants to leave his boys, but like I told you about Jahan on a previous show. I mean, what's stopping somebody from offering, money that he can't turn down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where, this is a 3rd round pick. This isn't a former 1st round pick. So
That's where the business comes in. For
Oren
sure.
Burks this year. I mean, they gave him like $10 million over 2 years.
I was about to say, yeah, but if we can't forget about Burks.
Cincinnati, I mean, they gave him, the Bengals, now, mind you, Fangio did reference Trotter there too, saying like, hey, he's there with him, but Burks never messed up, so he didn't get to leave the field, which is a good thing. They won the Super Bowl with him, but
Burks flashed. So.
I'm excited to see Trot play though.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, Trot. His thing with Trot, and we'll get to your 3rd and final camp battle here that you liked, that you have your eyes on, but the Trot flashed. And he flashed like his dad would do, shooting the gaps. Couldn't just finish the plays. That's it.
I think he overshot a lot of things.
You saw the 54 flash.
Yeah, I think he overshot a lot of gaps.
Yeah,
and I think that knowing he's going to start is going to calm a lot of those feet down. If he just calm his feet down, because he's not the fastest guy.
Yeah,
but he knows where to be, so he overshoots. Just calm those feet down. And like you said earlier with Dean, he just went with it. You know what I mean? He just everything just kind of clicked. He slowed down. The game slowed down. Just go with the flow. I don't think Trot's a franchise linebacker. I don't think he is.
No,
but I think he can flash next to a guy like Bond, just like Dean did. Do I think it's going to be week 1? I don't know. I mean, we're talking about Jake Ferguson, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be a little rough week 1.
Yeah, I think that he is just kind of like I said, Ringo. His ceiling is a starting linebacker in the league, but for the most likely, he's a great 3 coming off the bench, right? For your inside.
Nate, from my perspective as the guy, that's building the team, right? Like that's all I need. I need a guy that is buying in, right? And a guy that's willing to do the dirty work. And if you're doing those things, like, am I questioning your height, weight, speed? Like it's like if you go to hockey and you look at your third line grinder, like I just need you to buff people up. Like I just need you to get in and just do your job. Like I think that circling to where I'm at, my 3rd position battle is corner.
Yep.
And I'm gonna bring up something that I could be completely overshooting. This is just me saying this. It could just be because it rolls off the tongue easier. But Sirianni won a Super Bowl, and they don't call him head coach Nick Sirianni anymore. They just call him Sirianni. Do we call him Bill Belichick? No, we call him Belichick.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna tell you, core values on the rings. I mean, this dude, I mean, he's stamping this a little bit, like he's.
I think it's been stamped. I don't think he's stamped.
I mean,
I think it's been stamped.
Like this dude is doing things. I mean, you're a local. You're into the local beat. He's putting out fires for things that you would never think a head coach, especially in this market. Like, this dude's mom died, doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's over here just brushing that off. We're not going to get to that. You're going to be all right. We're not going to let the media get to that before you can. I mean, just certain things are just phenomenal. You get back to the core values. Keely Ringo, man, they drafted him. They want to develop these guys. Like you talk about Trotter, they want to develop him. It's why not give the player the chance? Let the player fail in front of you.
And the only reason, my only combatant with that is that the window's now.
You just won one. Why question it? You put a rookie out there from Toledo that was told that he couldn't play press. And that motherfucker played press.
No.
And he's damn near defensive player. You took a white boy and played him at corner. And then when things – look, I'm just saying. You got a white boy corner and a white boy safety. And I mean this in the most positive, genuinely football smart way. Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship made plays that most DBs in this league, in their age range and draft pedigree, we're talking second round UDFA, don't ever sniff. And they went out there and they played above and beyond. Jalix Hunt, your boy, who I love.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the dude's energy is incredible. This dude, former Cornell safety turned edge rusher at Houston Christian, now playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, starting in a Super Bowl. And he did his job. I mean, his development, like the front office side of this thing is hitting on all cylinders, man. I mean, they are hitting pick after pick after pick after pick that they're saying, oh, Milton Williams, yeah, you can walk. We'll take a pick back from you. Josh Sweat, yeah, you can walk. We'll take a pick back from you. Isaiah Rodgers, get on you a free agency. Yeah, go ahead, walk. We need a pick back from that. Oh, actually, we're a little questioning edge rusher. Azeez Ojulari, you play with these Georgia kids. You want to come back and play with us, right? For ham sandwich? Yeah, you can come over here. I mean, it's oh, excuse me, a little over a ham sandwich because it affects the compensatory project. All right, come on, come over here. Like they're operating at another level, man. These dudes are in question, and it could all blow up. It's fine. 2023, things went poor. 2018, if you remember, they went all vets. They went all Madden mode. Haloti Ngata, just Mike Wallace, just get everybody. Were you good at any point in the league? Come on and play for us. It's just a different vibe. I believe in Keeley. I'm not stamping Keeley. I'll stamp Mac McWilliams before I stamp Keeley Ringo right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Mac is going to be a consistent backup. He'll get on the field at times and be consistent. Special teams, I think he'll be there. Keeley, I think he wins the job. Now, how does he do against George Pickens week 1? That's going to be a great show.
Sure. Well, I think it's actually a perfect matchup for him because George is not the best route runner. Right?
Well, that's where
he's a bigger body, and he'll be able to keep him in front of him. Now, if you put
Chiefs week 2, that's going to be
a
little,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when
Hollywood Brown,
when those route runners and those quick feet guys get in front of Ringo, that's where you need to pay attention. But George, who's a 50-50 ball guy, I think Ringo's athleticism should be able to have him compete with that. Even though
I think Ringo's speed, I think Ringo's top end speed, which Mitchell was step for step with Worthy last year, and Rashid Shaheed, who are both really fast.
Yep.
Ringo is technically taped faster. So catch up speed, in theory should be able to be right there with those guys, but we'll see. We'll see. My more concern is not the being big in the hips. I know that the lack of fluidity in his hips are a big concern. Mine's the grabbiness. He's too handsy, like chill, bro. You're huge. Like just like a big man. Just put your hands up. You don't have to, claw and grab. Like
when corners get handsy and they always in that back pocket and they kind of play that kind of trail kind of pull mode, it's making up for the lack of being able to keep up with a good receiver who can run routes. You know what I mean? Now some of it is okay in that trail because a lot of them do that. But like you said, when they're kind of grabby, it's all about timing. It's all about disrupting the timing.
The thing is, corners are too fast nowadays, so it's like they're coming into the league in college, especially with their feet faster than their hands. But the feet are so fast that they're able to keep up with it. Like it used to be, 10 years ago, they couldn't keep up with the corner. The corner couldn't keep up with the receiver. It was just, there was no, they could make a play every now and then, but you bracket coverage, you do whatever you got to do. Tyreek Hill was an anomaly. Now, Tutu Atwell made. How many years has he played this league? I mean, dude, he's tiny, but he's gotten open. You know what I mean? He's taking some.
And not even that. These corners coming in. I mean, you have your unicorns, right? Your sauces and people. Even your Mitchell.
Not so. You have your Pat Surtains.
I'm sorry, the Surtain. The Surtains. But all I'm saying is that I think the biggest thing with these corners where Ringo should have this one up. That's why I said I kind of like his matchup against Pickens is really strength, right? Some of these get like Mad Max is what 190. I think I saw. That's what it was when he comes into camp. He might be over 2. You know what I'm saying? But like these
Williams.
McWilliams, right? Don't they call him Matt Max?
Oh, he's a little dude. I mean, he's stout. I mean,
and even Ricks is a slim guy.
Ricks is tiny. Ricks is built like my ass. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, so, but I'm just saying, like that. Ringo's
built like a safety.
Yeah, Ringo's a
he's built and
stronger
moves like
guy.
a safety. The thing is, the one thing I want to say is Dory Jackson is the perfect insurance policy because he has inside-outside versility, and the other side of it is DeJean has the same hips that Ringo has.
Forget about Coop.
So don't these people go, just stick Coop outside. He's got the same hips Ringo has. So don't think, he was so good where he was. He was playing the slot, man. That's a perfect position for him. I mean, he's a slot deep post safety. Like that is a deep matchup safety. That is what Coop is perfect at. You put him, with Blankenship, Makuba, Mitchell, and if Ringo does his job, where do you have that group by the end of the season?
And is Makuba?
I'm saying Makuba and Ringo are serviceable for for who they need to be. Like Ringo does not above and beyond, but
I would say there would be a top 8 unit.
Which, for the age of that group, I
would say there would be a top 8 unit.
About my return on that,
because I would think that Cooper and Mitchell are good enough as Pro Bowler corners. And if one of them has an outstanding year, you have, like, it wouldn't surprise me if one of them is an all-pro one year and the next, and on their rookie deals.
Kind of like
I don't think they'll be all pro together. Like,
put it like this: you would have Mitchell first round pick, DeJean second round pick.
Yeah.
Either Ringo fourth round pick. They traded a third. Let's just call it a third, right?
Yep.
Reed UDFA, Makuba second round pick. That's as good as homegrown gets, dude. Like that's ridiculous.
It's it's
ridiculous. I mean that's
and they've hit on 3 out of the 5, right?
Yeah, I mean it's got a very, they're getting really, really good at stacking this talent thing. I mean, to the point that the league is talking about changing, contract structure. So
yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
That's, it is what it is. I mean, AJ Brown, they don't like that.
Yeah.
2 years from now, his salary is supposed to be $45 million. It won't be that, but that's the way it's structured. So
I hear you. So those are our top 3 our top 3 training camp battles for your Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. Go ahead and drop what you think your top 3. If you agree with what we had listed out, make sure you go back and listen to it. Check it out and give us your thoughts about this Eagles roster and what battles that we're looking forward to for this training camp. Ladies and gentlemen, football is here. It starts this week. Again, I know everybody out there, who kind of hangs on the training camp stats, and he didn't throw a pick at all during training camp, and even head to head. We host the Browns in joint practice stats. I get it, man.
They get to hold off because this week it's only Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday are the only practices this week. So
yeah. So
Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday's report day. So we'll learn on any players heading to PUP.
That's true.
Unable to perform, which I'm expecting Kobe Dean to go to. Any NFI, which would be non-football injury, any player that got an injury while working out by themselves. The Eagles tend to hold that until the very last moment, where a lot of teams that's happened over the weekend. Lions had on Muzurike got towards ACL, and when he reported camp, they figured it out, and it is what it is. So It's not quite the cycle of how it happened, but that's usually how it gets out to media. So Eagles tend to do. So we got some news to cover. It'll next week will be a fun show.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Ringo talk will be here, just so people know. Hey, it's Ringo Watch 2025. That's what I'm saying.
I'll get you a shirt, bro. Ringo Watch 2025, man. Yeah, this is funny. For myself, I'm Moss Money. That's Ernie B. We will see you guys next week for Victory Mondays and the start of the 2025-2026 Super Bowl defending champions, your Philadelphia Eagles. Have a good night, everybody.